welcome you to this morning's Circle City Classic 29 press conference. We want to share a lot of exciting information, both about the game, its purpose, and some of the details. We're going to start out talking about some of the rich history of Circle City Classic and the real reason that we stage this event every year. That's going to be brought to you by the President and CEO of Indiana Black Expo, Tanya Bell.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here this morning. Indiana Black Expo is very pleased that the planning and execution of our 29th year Circle City Classic has been going very strong. 29 years ago, the late Reverend Charles Williams' vision behind Classic was to showcase the spirit and energy of historically black colleges and universities here in Indiana. And that vision has evolved as many classics have popped up throughout the years in the Midwest. But the ultimate purpose behind Circle City Classic is to provide scholarships to Indiana students to assist them in paying for their post-secondary education. The impact of our annual event can be summed in one simple expression. Circle City Classic is much more than a football game. We are very excited about the showdown between North Carolina Central University and South Carolina State University, but no matter which team wins, this morning we declare victory for many graduating high school seniors throughout the state of Indiana. Through sales of game tickets and partnering with our corporate partners, this year Indiana Black Expo will award $196,000 in scholarships, a new record for the organization. And I'm going to clap to that. And to date, we have awarded over the 29 years nearly $3 million in scholarships. I would like to personally thank those corporate partners, many of whom are in the room today, that value post-secondary education and believe in IBE as a medium for which to distribute scholarship funds. This year, through the generosity of Sallie Mae, Harrison Ford, FedEx, Miller Coors, and Cummins Inc., we have exceeded our 2012 goal. So thank you so much on behalf of the organization. As someone who was raised by a single-parent mother who bravely struggled with pride to take care of her 3 children, I very much value and understand what it really means to have a college degree. This year, when I received a call from Yancey from Cummins, who indicated, and Cummins has been a very great partner with us over the years for summer celebration. We've worked together alongside. But when we received this call from Yancey, Yancey indicated that not only was Cummins going to come alongside us this year and contribute to the scholarship fund, but they were also going to provide paid internships to many of our scholarship awardees. Everyone in this office was very, very excited. And the reason why is because we know this is what Circle City Classic is all about. At this time, I would like to just thank our board of directors who are here behind me in this room for their direction and support with everything that we do to put on our major fundraisers in order for us to keep our doors open to provide services to our community. I'd also like to thank all of our partners here today. We have the city, we have the deputy mayor, we have IMPD. We're represented from a public safety standpoint. We have many volunteers who are in the room, and again, our corporate partners. I would just like to thank everyone, because without everyone's involvement, without this collaboration, which we do so well with collaborating and working together within the state of Indiana, without that, this would not be possible. And so without further ado, at this time, I would like to introduce and call up here Yancey Jones, Sourcing Manager for Corporate Indirect Purchasing with Cummins Inc. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. As Tanya said, my name is Yancey Jones, and I am the co-chair for Cummins Indiana Black Expo Committee within Cummins. We are pleased to be a part of this news conference today to talk about exciting events around Circle City Classic. As Tanya mentioned, Circle City Classic is not just a football game, but rather it's a mission to further education and promote cultural excellence, which are 2 tenets that are at the core of what we do and promote at Cummins. It's an honor to be up here with the representatives of Indiana Black Expo, Sports Corp, and other great corporate sponsors, and to promote the scholarships and the internships that we're going to be giving today. It's an honor also to congratulate Indiana Black Expo for giving nearly $200,000, so you heard Tanya say $196,000 in scholarships this year. So we'd like to say congratulations to Indiana Black Expo and to also say congratulations to those scholarship awardees. Cummins is honored to continue its partnership with Indiana Black Expo, and we've been partners since 1998 when we started off with the Consumer Booth Fair event. In 2005, we upped that sponsorship and we became a corporate sponsor, and we continue that relationship today. Cummins is committed to giving back to the community, and we are on the way to do that by supporting initiatives related to education. Education is actually one of our 3 global corporate responsibility goals, along with social justice and the environment. This year, for the first time, we are offering 7 scholarships, and as Tanya mentioned, internships as well. We know that those scholarships will allow those students to get a quality education, and we also know that the internships will allow them to gain incredible work experience. But first and foremost, we know that a combination of that education and that work experience will allow those students to actually be much stronger when it comes to interviewing in the workforce in whatever area they decide to choose in a later date. The internships will expose them to Cummins and hopefully interest them in our company at some point. Cummins is dedicated to improving the communities where we work and live, even to towns as small as Henryville, Indiana, and to communities around the globe like Pune, India, as well as Brazil and other countries. Once again, congratulations to Indiana Black Expo and the students, and Sports Corp and all the other corporate sponsors, and for their commitment to education and the community. We hope that this continues, that each year that we continue to engage more corporations and give more scholarships to individuals. On behalf of all of those at Cummins, I'd like to thank you all for being here today.
Thank you. That's really an incredible collaboration to talk about both the financial resources to enable young people to go to college, and then say beyond that, if your duty is about being a student at the university level, come back to our company and we'll give you an internship. We hope that that becomes a model, actually, moving forward into the future. For Circle City Classic, there are many events that lead up to and occur during the day of the game and throughout. And there's a force of people, as the president has said, who bring that all together. But you know, there's always got to be someone at the nucleus of the planning and the organization. And for us, that's Shannon Joseph, who is the events director, who's going to take you through some of the details of Classic 2012.
Thank you and good morning. Again, my name is Shannon Joseph, Director of Events with Indiana Black Expo, and I'm excited to tell you about all the events that are going to go along with the Summer Circle City Classic for 2012. We've already had our first event, which is our cheerleader and football clinic that occurred at the Colts Pavilion. Now we're ready to start kicking off into the heaviest part of our schedule for our Circle City Classic. We're going to start off with the high school football game this Saturday night between Carmel and Warren Central. That is a classic game between 2 high school games, as we're starting to promote and be able to talk to our high school students in a more facet in their game profile, and talk to them at their level so they can start looking at what's important about college, what's important about getting those scholarships, what we do and what we provide to them. Then we move into our coronation, which is Sunday, where a group of young ladies will be performing and going through a coronation to see who's going to be the Circle City Classic Queen for this year, and her court, which will be a part of our parade as well. Wednesday, we open up our prayer and worship service at the Eastern Star Church at the Cooper Road facility, and are featuring Wendy Raquel Robinson will be the featured host at the event. Then Saturday, we really start kicking off into actually starting to target our students a little bit more. Thursday will be the annual Indianapolis Black Council HBCU Career Fair, College Fair. This fair brings in about 50 to 55 HBCU schools to actually talk one-on-one with students to give them information about how to attend the school, how to apply for scholarships, what's available as far as scholarships. And during that time frame between Thursday and Friday with other events around the IBAC facility, there are over $2 million in scholarships usually awarded to students through the number of schools that are here, along with what we provide in scholarships here from Indiana Black Expo and Circle City Classic. So when we talk about we're here to provide scholarships for students, that's the key point. We party with a purpose. The game is a party. The events around it is a party. But what we do, we're here to provide scholarships and information and give kids an opportunity to go to college. So if you know of any students that want to participate in that event, please tell them to come on out. And that'll be Thursday. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. It's at Christus Attucks. Okay. Friday, now we're getting to the weekend. Friday, again, there's a part of the college fair where there are students that actually come in and do a little bit more one-on-one. These are students that are chosen from schools with 3.0 or higher grade point average, are chosen by the schools to actually do more one-on-one intensive conversations with the universities that are participating in the college fair, so that we're giving them multiple opportunities to participate and finding out ways to get scholarships. Then we kick off with our luncheon. This year we're going to be awarding our Major Taylor Award to George Talaferro from Indiana University, a native of Gary, Indiana, and he went to Roosevelt High School, my alma mater, so I'm proud of that as well. And he'll come out in a second to talk with us about why he's here today. The luncheon is going to be at the Lucas Oil Stadium. It starts at 11 a.m. and I think we still may have 1 or 2 tables left, maybe not, but it usually sells out. Also on Friday, it's a lot going on Friday. We have our pep rally where we'll have the 2 schools from South Carolina State, North Carolina Central. We'll also have Broad Ripple High School and Shortridge Middle School bands performing at the pep rally to get everybody started for the weekend as those schools and those activities begin to kick off the weekend. So the pep rally will be at the White River State Park outside of the NCAA. Friday night, we start off with the cabaret featuring Charlie Wilson, Tank, and SOS Band. That is at the Indiana Convention Center. Doors open at 7. We also have a gospel music explosion that evening at the Madam C.J. Walker Theater. Doors open at 7, featuring Ernest Pugh and a comedian named Willie Brown. The old Willie Brown ventriloquist with Lester. If you're old enough, you remember Willie Brown and Lester. Also Friday night, we also have the Comedy Jam with D.L. Hughley and Earthquake. That will be at the Murrah Old National Theater. That begins at 8 o'clock, and there's also an 11 o'clock show. And then after everybody's had their party on for Friday night, we start off Saturday, and we're really going to be busy. Saturday is a very busy day for everyone involved. We start with our parade. Our parade will be starting at 10 a.m. Our Grand Marshal is Russ Parr from the Russ Parr Morning Show. The parade usually goes to about 12 o'clock. And after the parade, you want to start your way moving down toward the facility. You'll pass by Fall Fest, which has been Pan Am Plaza for many years, but now it's going to be on Capitol Street since Pan Am Plaza is under construction. And as you move down Capitol Street, you'll turn right on the Capitol, and guess what you'll see? You'll see the Circle City Tailgate with the activities are staged there. You'll see performances from local artists. You'll see sponsors, the McDonald's, Coca-Cola. You'll see a lot of different things going on, getting you ready to go into the event as well. 2:30, the game kicks off. We started, we're ready to go, and we culminate the day with the game. So those are our scheduled events. One thing that Tanya mentioned, I believe another person mentioned, is that there are a number of committees and volunteers involved with the actual activities of Circle City Classic. We have a number of volunteers, over 500 volunteers that work on the parade alone. We have another couple hundred that work on different capacities and different committees to make sure these events that I just talked about occur. So we want to give acknowledge and thank those individuals. We also have individuals that put in a lot of time and effort as our organizing committee to make sure as those volunteers are working on our behalf, they're working on the behalf of the city to make sure this event is highlighted and looked at well across the country. So we want to acknowledge those individuals too as well. So at this time, what I want to do, I want to bring up Mr. George Talaferro. He would like to say a couple words as our Major Taylor Award winner.
You are applauding like you already know what you're going to get. This is absolutely incredible for me, and I've taken it very personal. Mr. Joseph's father and I were students at Gary Roosevelt back in 1800. And I come up here and find out that he has a real hand in what goes on in Circle City Classic. The thing he's not been able to explain to me is how an ex-pro football player is getting an award named for a bicycle race. But I'm too well raised to refuse it, so don't think I'm going to deny that the thing. The other thing is that it is so important that the whole event is centered around the one thing that all of us need: education. If it had not been for a father and a mother that I had with a 4th grade and a 6th grade education, who told me every day of my life until I was 18 years of age, 2 things: we love you, you must be educated. Do you think I went to Gary Roosevelt High School to get an education? Let me tell you, I didn't. I went to play football. That's how dumb I was. After hearing all of my life how important it was that I be educated. That's what we have to do, and that's what we are doing with Black Expo. Trying to help those who must take on the responsibility for running this city, this state, this country, this world. I played a total of 20 years of football. And as I tell my 4 wonderful daughters and my 7 great children or grandchildren and my 1 great granddaughter, I got hit on the head a lot, but they didn't knock my brains out. And I can't begin to tell you how honored and blessed and pleased I am to be a part of this celebration. Thank you.
Earlier we talked about the collaboration of the city entities, individuals that work with us throughout our Circle City Classic, and we always want to bring up our partners. Chief Basic would like to come up, just talk about logistically what goes on with the weekend in case there's any questions from a logistical standpoint, you can get those answered. Chief, thank you.
Sure, thank you. Good morning. My name is Mike Bates. I'm a Deputy Chief of Homeland Security within IAPD, and kind of the body that plans, puts the plan together, the public safety plan. You know, we have, and for a long time, have a great partnership with Indiana Black Expo as far as these events, the Summer Celebration and the Classic. So it's a great event. We enjoy it. I know the officers will be downtown Friday and Saturday night, Saturday being obviously the busiest day for public safety, not just police, but fire and EMS, etc. So we'll have a pretty large contingency down there on Saturday, obviously for the parade in the morning and then the game in the afternoon, but it is a great event. Obviously we'll have, there are street closures, as Shannon had mentioned earlier. South Street will be closed, similar to a Colts game between Missouri and Capitol Avenue for vendors and VIPs and that, etc. There are also other, there'll be some other closures as far as I believe on Georgia Street, the west block of Georgia Street, for some vendors and parts of Capitol. We try really hard not to close any streets permanently during the event itself. There are periodical closures of streets, but that is kind of based on the fact of vehicular and pedestrian traffic. So if a street is closed, it's closed for a very short time, then we try to open it up. So as far as that goes, there are street closures involved in it, but nothing permanent other than Capitol and a couple other streets downtown. So overall, it is a great event. Saturday, like I said, being the biggest event day for public safety wise, but we've got a great plan put together, and we appreciate the collaboration with the Indiana Black Expo. So, thank you.
We're also honored to have with us today the Deputy Mayor of Indianapolis, Odrin Williams, who is going to share additional information about this great collaboration.
What you want me to say now? Everybody gonna know.
How excited you are.
Want me like the preachers do, can I have 5 minutes? Should we give honor to the Lord Jesus Christ, ahead of our life, who made this day happen, and We thank the opportunity to work with such a great organization on behalf of Mayor Greg Ballard, your great leader, and Tanya Bell, and your great board of directors, and your great volunteers. The city of Indianapolis is very blessed to have this event happen in this city, one of two greatest events in the country to bring economic dollars to the city. People spend money, they buy hot dogs, they buy tacos, they buy chicken and waffles, and they all mean ching ching for the economy of Indianapolis. So it means a lot. But also we have a great event in the football game, the Battle of the Carolinas, I call it. You know, and we will have real referees. All right, so we can't say enough about what Expo has done in Circle City Classic. And I live in Harville, USA. I'm a father of 13 children, and working in a low-income community, I know the value of these scholarships that make a difference in our young people in the West Side over the years. I know the value of education is so important. My youngest graduated in internship. His Cummins doing, so much. He's an engineer. They helped them a lot. I can get in scholarship money. Tanya won't let me have any, but other kids have been blessed in Harville and all over the city to go on and continue education. So it's more than a game. It's about continuing education. But the game is fun. Parade, the greatest, one of the greatest parades in the country. I believe I get excited about it. My grandkids get excited about it. And this organization is such a great organization. It's doing such a great work in the city, but not only the city, but the whole country. So I encourage you to come out, buy a ticket, see the parade, spend some dollars, support this scholarship, $200,000, over $3 million, these years that's been in the city of Indianapolis means a lot. And some of these young people who receive these scholarships come back to Indianapolis and giving back, in the corporate world, and they volunteering also. So we appreciate your work, Tanya Bell. You're a great lady, in my opinion, no matter what they say. I love you. My children really love you, I can tell you right now. So thank you for allowing me to be here. Mayor Greg Ballard is out on an economic trip, trying to bring dollars to the country, to the city from other parts of the world, and he is a great supporter of it. But I'm not here representing him so much. I'm here representing myself because it's such a great event and that they allow me to be in the room with such great people. I'm just blessed of God today, and I thank you for allowing me to be here.
All right.
In addition to the stars that you've already heard, we're also going to have Kendall Simmons, former football player for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's going to be in the parade. We're also going to have on Saturday Ed Too Tall Jones. We'll be able to see how tall is too tall. After the concert, there's going to be a performance by a very popular recording artist named Miguel. Very popular among people, let's just say, under 40. So if you, there you go. But he's an entertainer that all ages will enjoy. Because from what I've heard, and I'll confess that I haven't seen him a lot, although I've gone and seen the videos on YouTube just to know who's coming. They compare him to Prince and some of the great showmen that existed during the old school era. So he should have something for everyone. But Miguel is going to do the post-game performance. And the post-game performance comes with the game ticket. So all you have to do is come, sit down, enjoy the game, the battle of the bands, all the halftime entertainment, meet Ed Too Tall Jones, and then stay for Miguel. So it's going to be an exciting weekend. And lastly, in addition to the scholarships, there's another important factor that Circle City Classic creates. We have young people in this city who every year go downtown, and instead of seeing negative elements, they see young people who represent colleges and universities, who have on their sweatshirts from the universities that they attend, their fraternity and their sorority apparatus. And from that, they look at them and say, I want to be like that. So instead of just always having negative imagery that they might see on videos and on television, they can go down and mingle with some students who represent a positive possibility for them. And that's one of the intangibles of Circle City Classic. We want to thank you all for coming, and if you have any questions for anyone who's come to the podium, you're welcome to right after the press conference. Or, as a matter of fact, if you have any questions right now, we'll entertain them. Are there any questions?
Just one or two quick housekeeping things. You mentioned $196,000 in scholarships and the 7 internships. Can you give us some context? Like how much was it in years? You mentioned it's the biggest, but how much was it last year or the year before?
Sure. Last year, we provided $165,000 in scholarships. Over the last 3 years, it has gone up, I'd say at least by 10% every year. And that is a commitment that the Board of Directors has made moving forward with respect to Circle City Classic. And the partnerships that you see, like with Cummins and some others today, is strategic. That's one of the things that we have said as an organization. We want to grow that pot over the years. And so, considering the down economy, I think we've done well to continue to go up in scholarships and not go down. I'd say 5 years ago, the average was anywhere between $75,000 to $100,000.
Attendance has dropped by about 20,000 people at the game in the last decade. What kind of concerns does that present for you guys, and are you guys doing anything to hopefully increase attendance again for this year?
Well, we're continuously trying to increase attendance. Everything has to be put in context. If you look at all the major events that are held, not here just in Indianapolis, but around the country, there's some hit that comes from the economy. We've been able to sustain less of a hit than many similar functions on this scale. And we're not even satisfied with that. We're trying to increase our attendance. So while that is a challenge because of circumstances beyond our control, we nonetheless expect to overcome it.
So what are you guys planning to do then?
Well, this weekend, I'm glad you asked that question. This weekend, for example, we're having buy one, get one free deals for all tickets over the base $10 ticket. And we hope that generates some excitement going into the final week. And we're continuing to try to get the word out and let the entire community know not only about the entertainment value, because when you're looking 29 years later and you can still get a $10 ticket for an event, that says something. The way the economy has changed over the last 3 decades, I think we can really credit Indiana Black Expo and Circle City Classic for trying to really make it affordable for everyone. So we are going to make a push, as we always do, to get the word out and get as many people in the stadium as humanly possible.
One of the schools, North Carolina Central, their marching band, I should say the drumline specifically, was just sanctioned for hazing allegations. Does that present any concern for you guys, considering the
We have
big
word
impact
from
of
the
this?
university that their drumline will be here in force. They will not do whatever the particulars were, which wasn't necessarily our concern. It's been resolved in time for Circle City Classic. So the entire band with their dynamic drumline will be here. Any other questions? Thank you very much.